Hey guys, welcome back to the Musings of Maverick channel, where I'm your host Maverick, and today we're going to continue watching The Promised Neverland Episode 2. So, a big thank you to all the people who supported this series. It got way more views than I originally anticipated, and a lot of you actually subscribed as well due to this series. Now, a word of caution, as a reactor, I do tend to be more on the mellow side, right? I'm not going to scream, shout, or have some exaggerated responses. I like to say that my content focuses a little bit more on the analysis or theory crafting parts. I go into these blind, and then I like to make predictions on what will happen at the end of the episode. So if you're looking for some people who are always going to be shocked, you're probably at the wrong place. With that said, this series did actually manage to, or at least the first episode, did manage to scare me a bit at the very end when Isabella was being all creepy and stuff. So, I guess sometimes I will show that. But, anyways, the cat's out of the bag from the first episode. We know what's going on, or at least we have a general idea that something bad is going on, right? The kids are being killed. It's basically a giant farm, and the kids are being killed as food for the rich and wealthy. And apparently, there's some monster types, maybe alien, maybe something else. We don't know, but that's the general idea. So let's see in this episode what they're exactly going to do in order to try and escape this place. So let's get into the episode. And let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I'm guessing this is a nightmare. Yep. Man, they really like to show Connie's dead body. Whew. Okay. Since it doesn't seem that this opening has changed, even though I love it, I'm going to skip this part in the video. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Na 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 na. Man, that's such a good song. Okay, so one day has passed. Gotta act normal. Gotta act normal. Come on, Emma. And now the mind games begin. Isabella's trying to find out who saw her. Well, these two are going to try and find out how to get away. The demon. Hmm. Okay. Good point. Why though? There has to be a meaning behind that. Okay, so here's the mystery part. First thing we're trying to figure out. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, here we go. So they're... Oh. Yeah, there has to be something at the forest. Yeah, there has to be a catch. What? Okay. Yeah, let the athletic one do it. Come on, Emma, that's your job. So they are walled in. Better get back. Hmm? Oh, they have trackers within them? And you know, there's also the whole thing of convincing the other children that the mom is actually not what she seems. And that's gonna be a hard task as well. Really? Oh no shit.
まずはロープを手に入れよう。どこにあるか目星はついてる。今日の夜10時に廊下で。
待って、発信機なんてつけるくらいだから、他にももっとカメラとか盗聴器とか。
大丈夫。一通り調べたけど、それらしきものはなかったよ。
いつの間に？
でもうかつだった。まさか建物じゃなくて、僕らの方に財布がしてあるなんて。
もうバレてるかな。さっき私たちが塀まで行ったこと。
大丈夫。だってあの時もバレなかったろ。コニーにリトルバーに届けに行った時。
確かに。
ママは常に僕らの居場所を把握しているわけじゃない。
You guys really should find a better place to talk.
知るんだ。ママはリトルバーニーがコニー以外の誰かの手で持ち込まれたことは気づいている。でも、誰かの特定はできていないと思う。でなきゃ、あんな回りくどい。
Then again, I don't think they're going to be caught this early.
ちょっといい？時計の調子が悪くてさ。
わかった。見てみるよ。大丈夫だよ、エマ。僕らは疑われていない。
That's a flag if I've ever seen one.
コニー。
どうしたの、エマ。顔色が良くないわ。そういえば、今朝はいつもより元気がなかったんじゃ。
Just say you miss her.
そんなこと。なんでもないよ。ただ私ももうじきハウスを出るんだと思うと寂しくて。
Nice acting.
エマはハウスが好き？
ハウスもママも大好き。コニー、今頃どうしてるかな。コニーね、大人になったらママみたいなお母さんになりたいんだって。
Ah, the mind games.
知っているわ。
They each
と素敵。
they each can't show anything.
夕飯準備できたよ、ママ。すぐに行くわ。エマ、行こう。あなたたち二人、昨日門へ行った？行かないよ。それが規則だし。昨日は鬼ごっこに夢中だったもの。ね。
そうそう。
どうして？いいえ、それならいいの。
Ah, she definitely suspects something. Oh man, their face expressions. Come on, get it together, get it together. Man, watching this series is stressful. Hmm.
でも考えたね、ノーマン。テーブルクロスなんて。
これならロープ代わりになる。
Did you?
難題はこれからだ。
発信機のありかと。
全員を連れ出す方法。
ねえノーマン、レイには話しても大丈夫なんじゃないかな。
それは僕も考えてた。レイならパニックになったりしないだろうし。
Oh, he already knows.
な分、機械にも詳しい。きっと力になってくれる。でもレイには僕から話すよ。エマは一度ハウスに戻って。なんで？レイよ。悪い、つけてきた。いい加減気になるから問い詰めようと思って。あの夜、モンで何があった？コニーにリトルバーニー届けに行った時だよ。だって明らかに様子おかしかったし、間に合わなかったのに、お前ら手ぶら。鋭い。何もねえわけねえだろ。はけ。
やっぱレイも頭いい。
Okay, that's a nice tension relief.
鬼、農園、ママが敵。
Like I said, you guys
つまり俺たちは大事に大事に管理された
should be a little bit more cautious.
すんなり信じてくれてるけど。
はあ、当然だろ。ノーマンがこんな間抜けな嘘つくかっての。今ならともかく。で、実際逃げるとなると問題はいろいろあるが、まずは人数だな。実現可能なメンバーに絞って。
待って。全員で逃げたいんだ。力を貸してレイ。
全員？冗談だろ。全部で37人。大半が6歳未満だぞ。
Oh, the majority are under 6 years.
ただでさえ簡単でない脱走。
Huh.
桁違いに跳ね上がる。
それは分かってる。でも無理だと決まったわけじゃ。
いや無理だ。エマ、お前気づいてないだろ。レイ待って。なるほど。だから僕から話すよか。
Okay. There's another catch.
言った方がいい。エマ。
何？
ここを出るだけじゃダメなんだぞ。
どういうこと？
この外がどうなっているのかわからない。
True.
される先がある。農園ってものがあること自体で予想はつくだろ。外に待つのは鬼の社会だ。人間の生きる場所なんて最悪どこにもないんだ。
Man, these two are smart.
無理なんだよ。連れて出りゃ全滅は見えてる。置いていく。それが最善だ。
やだ。無理でも私は全員で逃げたい。なんとかしよう。
はあ？
全滅はやだよ。でも置いてくって選択肢はない。コニーで終わりにしたいの。もう誰もあんな姿にしたくない。ないなら作ろうよ。人間の生きる場所変えようよ世界。
You know, that's all good and well. Can't you guys talk about this somewhere safe?
決めたから。だからレイが折れてごちゃごちゃ言わずに力貸して。
おいこら保護者。
絶対にみんなで逃げる。そうじゃなきゃやだ。やだやだやだ。
あのバカなんとかしろ。むちゃくちゃだ。ねえほんと。でもよかった、元気で。じゃなくて止めろよ。死ぬぞお前ら二人とも。お前は花から分かってんだろ。エマが泣いたんだ。あの夜、最初は怖いから泣いてるんだと思ってた。でも違ったんだ。僕は自分が死ぬのが怖かった。けどエマは家族が死ぬのが怖くて泣いてたんだ。すごいよね。あの状況で何かを守ろうと考えられるんだ。でも正しくない。泥船だぞ。ぶっちゃけ3人だろ。3人なら逃げられる。お前は正しい。自分を恥じるな。情で判断をねじ曲げるなノーマン。違 僕も泥船を作りたいんだ。はあ、なんでだよ。お前は違うだろ。もっと冷静でいつだって正解を。なのにどうして。好きだからエマには笑っていてほしい。
Okay. That's pretty straightforward.
それでエマが死んでもいいのかよ。死なせない。そのために僕を利用するの。幸い僕はやろうと決めてできなかったことは一度もないんだよ。泥も焼けば器になるでしょ。泥船が必ずしも沈むとは限らないよ。馬鹿げてるかもね。僕もエマも正気じゃないよ。完全に迷ってる。
That's all good and stuff, but I still kind of feel like there's going to be a jump scare coming.
ほっとけるわけねえだろ。
レイ、ノーマン、まだ自由時間のはずだよね。
なんだろう。
What's gonna... Oh?
紹介するわ。新しい妹キャロルよ。そしてシスタークローネ。ママのお手伝いに来てもらったの。
大人。
敵が増えた。
今日からここで一緒に暮らします。どうぞよろしく。
Okay, now there's 2 sets of eyes to take care of everybody. She definitely suspects them. Alright, I'll see you guys after the ending. And that, guys, was episode 2 of the Promised Neverland. And man, even though I said that I normally don't react to these kinds of stuff that much, I have to say I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Once I knew from the first episode that this series liked to do sort of semi-jump scares, right? It's not exactly a jump scare, because it's not like a zombie suddenly coming out and scaring you, but just the sudden change or shift in imagery is enough to, incite a sort of response. So I was holding my breath for the entire time. I'm not gonna lie. So this episode really gave us a lot more information to work on, and we can finally see what the, I guess, mystery component of this is, so that now we can try and, figure out a lot of different things. So let's take a quick stock of the situation first, right? So really, as is mentioned in the very end of this episode, the odds are stacked against our kids. So let's run it down one by one. First of all, there's 37, I think was the number, 37, 38 kids, the majority of which are under 6. Now, just that alone is, you can say that it's nearly, just like Ray said, it's frankly impossible to escape with all of them, especially in a case where, you don't even know if the outside society is someplace where you can live. That's actually a great point. I did not think of that last episode. What I was thinking was, sure, so maybe they can just all go out and then, find us, even, it's the wilderness, right? So maybe find some other place to hide and so on and so forth. So get the kids out and then set up camp somewhere else. But if the majority of these kids are under 6, well, you've got a problem. Because also, if you're in the wilderness and you have 30-something kids, you need to feed them, you need to shelter them. That's, I can already say, just judging by this piece of information alone, this series has to end in one of 2 ways, or has to have a hidden setting, as you will, since we don't know it yet. There either has to be some other remnants of humanity left. They might have some strongholds, or they have some resistant groups, whatnot, where they can take in these kids, basically. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much that. I don't think there's any other situation or any other way which you can do. Even if you say there's an abandoned camp or abandoned city or something, I don't think it's feasible to survive with this large amount of kids that need supervision. So there has to be some other. It's either gonna end in uh well, no, I don't think it's going to end where they take back the world from aliens or something, or from the monsters, demons. I believe they're calling them demons. So right now, just judging on this, and for this series to have a resolution, I'm saying that there's probably other pockets of humanity left where they can take refuge in. So that already is the first one. The second one is the disbelief factor, right? As this is something that I thought about last episode as well. Lots of these kids revere the mom figure, Isabella. It's not going to be easy to convince them that this is just an elaborate prank or joke by Emma and the others. And it's definitely not something that people can take at face value. If you combine this with the fact that they want to escape and the fact that most of them are under 6, this also it's it's at odds with each other, right? It's impossible for you to convince these so many people. If you want to convince them, you need time. That means that you probably can't convince them all at once. But if you need to convince them one by one, that increases the chances of Isabella figuring it out, because not everybody is as good an actor as Emma and Norman and Ray. They're bound to slip up. And in that case, yeah, I think the only way to resolve this condition is for the mom or maybe some other monster showing their true self, right? I really don't think that it's possible that they can convince all the kids at once. Um, yeah, we shall see, we shall see. But right now, just judging at this condition, I don't think that's a feasible thing. The third part is in regards to the physical barriers. So your choice is either to scale a wall or walk out through the gate. Now, the gate is normally locked and only opens when the monsters come to pick up their cargo. And then the wall, again, that wall, just judging by the height in relative to the children, that is probably easily around 6 meters high. Definitely not something that you can scale easily. And considering that there's so many kids here, you're definitely not going to go out by a rope as well. You need some kind of pulley system, some kind of ladder system. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. And the gate, it really does seem that the gate is the easier solution. Maybe, I'm thinking right now that probably the gate is the preferred method. They might be able to find a key somewhere to open it, and then they can all go out through the gate. Although what lies beyond the gate is also a mystery, right? But at least judging from these two conditions, I think from this condition, I do think that the wall is an impossible endeavor. Because even if you say, okay, you want to build a pulley system or a ladder system, how are you going to create it secretly and then transport it there and then let everybody use it? So, no. My bet is on the gate right now. And then the fourth one is the two sets of eyes now. So, from the very ending of this episode, we now know that there's a new um, caretaker, guardian character, I guess you could say. And this is pretty smart, right? Because it's twofold. One is that by adding this manpower, of course, you can cover more people. So say if there's really this many little children here, Isabella has to take care of the little children. She can't just run off and do things like trying to catch whoever the person who found out is. In this case, it's Emma and the others. But she can't do that because she can't just leave the young ones unattended. So now that she has a second helper, she or the helper is free to do this kind of thing while taking care of the children at the same time. So you can easily envision a situation where they just gather all the kids into the dining room or send them to their rooms or something to keep an eye over them, and then the other person would go out and search for the mischievous kids, if you will. So that's the first part of it. And the second part that's also, I think, very clever about this is you can easily set up a fall person this way, someone to blame, right? So, like I said, not Emma, Isabella has a very good reputation within the children. So they adore her, they revere her, and like I said, it's already hard enough to try to convince them that Isabella is actually a monster or siding with monsters. If push comes to shove, she can easily put the blame on the other new character, and then just say that this she's a bad person. It's okay now because I'm here to protect you, and so on and so forth, right? So then she can let the dirty work be done by someone else, and then she can continue to keep her clean image. And if the kids all believe her, they're not gonna go with Emma, Norman, and Ray. They want to stay here. They want to have this loving mom who gives them a good life under shelter. They have no reason to believe the others, right? So that's also a very clever twist, if you will, and just makes the odds higher and higher. And then the final part is the tracking device. And in fact, I think this is actually the biggest and most important part, and something that they should immediately try to resolve. Having a tracking device planted into you is pretty much, yeah, it's map hack, right? You know where everybody is at any time. Definitely, this is the first thing that you need to figure out first, because of course we don't know exactly how this works. But let's say, for instance, that these tracking devices are their receiver is universal, right? So maybe it's not just Isabella's receiver that can track all these kids. Maybe there can potentially be another device that's used to track them, or if they do successfully escape, for instance, then if they have these devices within them, there's nowhere for them to run. They have to take care of this first before they even start thinking about escaping, to be honest. And if not for that, then definitely for for our viewers' sanity's sake, this entire time, once I knew that they had a tracking device within them, I was thinking, guys, don't go to the wall. Don't run off. You need to figure that out first. Because, like, if you think about it logically, right? If you were Isabella, and then you knew that some kids managed to see what you were actually doing at the gate, and they figured out this whole operation, you would probably be checking that damn receiver device every few minutes to see where somebody has run off to, right? In fact, I'm fairly certain that she already knows it's these three that know the whole situation, and right now they're basically playing a game of chess. Why? My theory is that even though Isabella knows it's these people, these kids, she can't do anything about it yet because these are precious merchandise that are going to be sold to the rich and wealthy. So she can only play along this game and try to thwart them until the time comes when they are ready to be slaughtered and transported, right? So that's why I think she hasn't done anything yet. I definitely think that she knows. She's not stupid, right? Again, if you think about it logically, the first thing you would probably be doing, or if you have any hint of suspicion, would be to check on where these kids are at any time. So I guess in a way you can also say that this makes this a moot point, but then again, if you're trying to do anything, you need to somehow hide your tracks, right? So this is definitely the first thing that needs to be addressed here. Like, they either need to, I'm not sure if they're able to figure out what exactly is tracking them, or maybe modify or steal that receiver device. Honestly, I think the most easiest method, if I think about it, is to just, incapacitate Isabella either kill her or knock her out or something similar to that. That seems to be the easiest solution to all of this. Although, again, we're not sure if Isabella is entirely human as well. So it's hard to say. Maybe she's a monster and she can't be killed by normal means, or trapped by normal means, whatnot. But definitely, judging from these whole list of problems, probably the best way is to find a way to remove Isabella and the other guardian out of the picture. Otherwise, no, it's not happening. Not happening. So, yeah, that was a quick recap of the situation so far. Again, we'll see. We'll see in the next episode what kind of plan that they are devising. But definitely right now, I feel like this is an insurmountable task without some more information, some more positive information, if you will. Okay, and that was about that. Man, the mind games here, right? Especially the last part. Like I said, I do believe that they, what's it called? Isabella knows that it's these people, so she's trying to test them as well, trying to spook them off. Whereas at the same time, it seems that Emma, Norman, and Ray, they're going to do some spooking themselves, right? Now, I was actually quite shocked at the scene where Isabella was questioning Emma, like why she'd seem depressed or whatnot, and then Emma actually had the resolve to hug her, right? I thought that was very strong-willed of her. And then she also, even sort of like challenged her by mentioning Connie, and also Connie's asking about Connie's situation. Like there wasn't any real reason for her to do that, but I do feel like she deliberately brought that topic up in order to incite some kind of response from Isabella. Was there a purpose to that? Probably not. Maybe she's just hot-headed in general, but I definitely appreciate how they're already trying to play mind games with each other already. And if my suspicions are correct, and Isabella does already know about the Free, these mind games are going to get more and more complicated. And I am looking forward to that. So, I guess that concludes my review for this episode. I guess not much in-depth analysis we can do yet. As I said, just judging from all the conditions so far, they need to have some other conditions popping up in order to solve each one of these conditions. If you look at it as a sort of a puzzle or as a sort of level, right? Then these are the prerequisites that you need to solve before you can end a level. So you need to solve them one by one. And right now, if not for what I was saying, then we need some more information as well. So, yeah. So, in any case, that has been episode 2 of The Promised Neverland. I'm loving it so far, even though I think it's a little bit bad for my health. Like, seriously, fix the tracking device problem already, disable it or something. I don't want to keep on sitting on the edge of my seat because Isabella is going to pop out at any time and then there's going to be another jump scare. Like, seriously. Guys, Emma, Norman, Ray, get rid of that damn tracking device already. Anyways, this has been Maverick, and I'll see you guys next time.